Hi guys, today we are gonna discuss about arrays. Arrays is basically when we can store multiple values in a single variable. So instead of saying, for example, a is equal to 1, b is equal to c, b is equal to 2, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2, c is equal to 3, d is equal to 4, I can simply write assign the value 1, 2, 3, 4 to a. Now how do we do that? What's the correct syntax? To declare an array, we use square brackets. So for example, string, if I am declaring a array of string data type, I'm gonna write string, then brackets, and then names, the array name basically. And if I am similarly declaring a data type, an array of integer data type, I'm gonna write int, square brackets, and then my num, and this will be this is how we declare an array. So let's see, for example, string square brackets name, which is the name of the array, is equal to, and in curly brackets I'll assign all the values separated by a comma, and since it is a string data type, the values are in double quotes. So this is how we declare an array. Similarly, int square brackets the data type square brackets, then the name of the array is equal to curly brackets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the values that I need to assign separated by commas, and then a semicolon at the end to terminate the sentence. So this is how we declare an array. Now this is declared. Now this is an array. So how do I access elements? Like we discussed in string methods, indexing. So in array also we can index, basically access the elements by indexing. So for example, I have this array. This will be 0th index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index. So to access this, I can write access 1. Basically I can write my num, which is the array name, and then in bracket the index of the array, so the output will be 1. If I write here my num bracket 1, the output will be 2. Similarly, for the strings array also I can write name and then 0, the output will be Lauren. Moving on, system.out.print and the access. Now if I have to change the value, similarly, like for example, I write my name 0, the index of the value that I have to change, and then I simply assign the new value to it. So if I print this array now, it will, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will give me 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. The value has been changed from 1 to 10. So this is how we do that. Simply my num 0 is equal to 10. 0 is the index, my num is the name of the array, and 10 is the value which we have to assign. Then array length. Array length is basically the number of elements in an array. Now indexing an array length, let's understand it. If this is my array, this will be 0 index, this will be 1, 2 and 3 index. So 3 will be the maximum index, whereas array length simply means the number of elements. So element 1, element 2, element 3, element 4. Therefore the array length will be 4. So that's it about length. How do we print the length? My num dot length. That's it. This will give me the output 5. In this case we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will give me the output 5. This is how we do that. Moving on to the next topic, for each loop. Now we discussed this before, that is basically looping through an array. Now before diving into for each loop, let's see how can we print all the elements of the array using the for loop. So for loop int my num, this is my array. For int I is equal to 0, let's do a dry run of this code. I is less than my num dot length. Of course I has to be less than the length, then I plus plus. I will be I plus 1. The value will be less than the length, and that is less than 5, and then I is equal to 0. I plus 1. So first I is equal to 0. I here is referring to the index. So first my index is equal to 0. So that will give me I is less than my length. It satisfies the condition because 1 is less than 5. Sorry, 0 is less than 5. Then I plus 1. This will be 1. And system.print my num 0. So this will print the value 1. Now my I is I plus 1. My I is now 1. which means it's still less than 5, so it satisfies the condition. My num 1, we discussed this in indexing. My num 1 will be the value on the first index, that is 2. So the entire value will be the entire output will be 1 2 3 4 5. That is all the elements of this array. So this is how we can print it using for loop. Now how to print it using for each loop? This is basically the for each loop is the simplified version. For the keyword, then type variable, that is int type basically in this case, and then variable is I, and then array name. My array name is my num. So this is how we'll write, and system.out.print I, and this will give me again all the elements of the array. So it is just a simplified version of for loop, for each loop, which is basically used for arrays. Moving on, multi-dimensional array. It is basically an array of arrays. So int my num, since two arrays, so we'll use two square brackets, both are integer. So my num, and then this is how we declare a multi-dimensional array, a bracket within a bracket. So like this. So 1 2 3 4 will be my array 1, this will be my array 2. So array 1, again the indexing for arrays also starts from 0. So array 1 will be the 0 index array, and array 2 will be the 1 index. So how do I access the elements? So for example, I have to access 4. So first I have to specify which array. It's the first array, so that means 0 index, so 0, and then the element is at the third index, as we can see 0 1 2 3, so that means 3. This is the indexing of the number 4. Now similarly, if I have to access now the number 7, so this is the code. Int my num, this is the array, then system.out.println, this is the print statement, my num the array, and then indexing of 7 in array at the first index. So 0 1, this will be the array at the first index, and then the second element 0 1 2, second element is 7. Now how to change the elements in a multi-dimensional array? It's quite similar to how we changed the element in a normal array, that is my num 1 2, that is, as we discussed, the indexing of the number 7. So 1 2, the value of this right now is 7. We need to change it to 9, so we'll just assign the new value and then we'll print it. So this will give us the output 9. So this was all about arrays. In the next video we are gonna come up with 100 questions. We are gonna practice all those 100 questions from basic to advanced. So get ready, revise all the concepts, and let's get started. Thank you so much for watching.